Okay, so what does this really mean? Obviously, you can't smoke knife without a knife and a smoke. As you might know, Lawine has 2 knives, and in a typical competitive environment, each one of them has their own use case. Well, generally speaking. The first knife should gather information for your team, especially if you don't have any other teammates with scan abilities. And the second knife should be used to fight, preferably alongside the smoke. We will get into specifics later, but for now just treat this as a theoretical baseline. The most important thing to remember is that you should always reserve a knife for fighting, specifically for Smokeknife. If you don't have any knives, you either look for a way to use your passive or try to avoid fighting if possible, while you wait for cooldowns. I forgot to mention this, but don't throw your smoke for fun. Don't use it to cross angles or anything like that unless it's absolutely necessary and you're gonna die. You want to be as selfish with the smoke as possible and try to keep it for fighting specifically. I'll show some examples on the screen about what's considered a good information knife and what's considered a bad one. If a knife falls in the smoke and no one gets scanned, did the smoke knife ever happen? I can't be asked, man. Similar to how you shouldn't knife for fun and smoke for fun, you also shouldn't smoke knife for fun. You need to react to where the enemies are. You might see good players consistently smoke knife the same positions, but this doesn't necessarily make every single one of those spots good. It's the context that makes them good. It's all heavily situational. If it wasn't obvious, smoke scans are a tool for combat in close quarters. That means that your target should be next to you, and if not you, then next to your teammates. Remember that this is a team game, your whole team can benefit from this. And if your targets are far away, then they have plenty of time to run away from the smoke or in front of it, or you can even get intercepted. Let's say you're close to your enemies, you know they are there, and you know where you want to fight and why. Is there anything else that you should keep an eye out for? Yes. Utility hazards. Stuff like defender scans, grenades, and controller crowd control. There's also some niches about character-specific matchups in smoke knives, but we will leave that for later in the video. The main goal of a smoke knife is to deny space from defenders. Of course, you should look for kills as well and abuse badly positioned enemies, but that's more of a bonus, and the more skilled your opponents are, the harder it will be for you to kill them. I'm gonna use this part as an example of what happens when you aggressively chase for kills. Use this as a reminder that you lose all safety when you leave your smoke. You might have heard a saying along the lines of, they can't see you, but you can see them. That's a good way to look at smoke knives. Just make sure that there's no direct line of sight between you and the enemies. If I had to visualize what a smoke knife is supposed to do, it would more or less look like this. The example here is B-side on Windy Town, and you can see how much space one smoke knife can restrict. The red zone can be seen as certain death if enemies stay there, but there's also more to it, because the areas just outside of this red zone are not safe either. They're one smoke away from certain death as well. It's like impending doom sort of pressure. There's two types of smoke knives. You have the aggressive ones that are meant for taking space that's not yours, and most of the time you should have your whole team utilizing these with you. And then you have the defensive ones that are meant for holding space, where enemies are running into you, which is often seen in post-plant scenarios. Or they can be seen as a panic button, where you feel the need to smoke yourself or a teammate to stay alive. I'm gonna show you some clips from my games and break down what happens and why. So here if we pause, we heard the economy scan get used, and that makes it so I don't need to knife for info, I know where the enemies are. I notice an interceptor next to me, so I have to be careful about how I throw my smoke. And I'm in a position to take space with an aggressive smoke knife. But sadly, my team got windaded off and I kinda missed my shots, and I did some bad pathing and then I exploded, so... But you know, it's about the idea. Here you see me entering B-side, and I throw an information knife, which allows me to plant safely. And then I'm constantly looking at my map, and I see my Ming fighting, so I know I have to like smoke knife and help my Ming contest the space here. But no one really gets killed or scared because of the lack of people there, and I forget about the Bimo. Just ignore this part. So we're entering B again. I see the enemies on the map, and I'm waiting for them to come closer so the smoke knife has more impact. But then I die. But that doesn't make the smoke knife bad. If anything, it was really good. It's just that I took an impatient approach at low HP and had no other teammates utilizing it. And then I jumped into Nobu's line of sight because we're both in the same smoke. And you can also get easily pre-fired in these like small window areas. So there's a lot of chaos in this clip. My teammate dies, Flavia ult gets used, and I'm instantly thinking of smoke knife as a way to let my team restabilize. I'm looking at my map again, and I see my Audrey fight turn into a 1v2, so I tried to smoke knife her to give her an advantage. I'm a bit too late on it, so I don't get to fight myself, but this is an example of trying to save your teammates. So my team is going B, and there's some warnings and grenades, which makes me believe it's a trap setup, so I use a knife for info. And then afterwards there's a Chio ult, a lot of chaos happening, our team gets split, and this is a scenario where I'm forced to use it defensively, just to make sure that no one dies in all the chaos. And I low-key get mogged, but we move on. Here, after I get rest, I see Yugiri closing in on me on the minimap, so I feel like I should be able to kill her with my smoke knife. But because I have to reload, my window of opportunity is gone, which is kinda sad. I tried to look for people with my passive, but round's already over by that point. You might be able to see a trend forming already. I see the Audrey on the minimap, that's what leads me to aggressively smoke knife her, and no one can help her, she just dies. A lot of my decision making is based on stuff I see on the minimap. Like here, I see Ming fighting around 4 people, I know I have to help her. I tried to smoke knife, we catch out Flavia, and after finishing her, I move on to keep on carrying the momentum. We kill the Michelle, and we're kinda at a standstill until my Ming uses her smoke, I can smoke knife her smoke, and we just win the round. And some guy stole my ace, but you know, I'm not mad, just.
Double bonus!
Most of the time, A3 will be the better option, and you shouldn't even consider A2 unless you know what you're doing. The difference between the two is that A3 scans an additional time, whereas A2 slows and tethers each target hit. I'm not saying that A2 is useless, but you should definitely have a reason behind playing it though. Whether it's to play more aggressively by punishing badly positioned enemies and actively hunting for kills, or for catching out sneaky invis targets like Yvette. Sorry about that by the way. Just make sure that you have a reason to play it. It shouldn't be your default. That's basically it for the Lawine guide. If you made it this far, it would also be cool if you could check out the CreatorNova Discord server. I'll put a link to it in the description. In there, you'll find a library of handpicked good guides, as well as up-to-date Strinova content like art, videos, and streams. It's mostly a place for creators to hang out, but it also serves as the spot for Strinova content. There's plenty of cool Strinova content getting made recently. You can definitely find something you like here. Okay, I'm just gonna do the thing. Whoa, this is insane. Like and subscribe, guys. Okay.